6. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Well, hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another V1 live stream coming at you from the North Texas V1 HQ for about one more week. And I have to say, I just now turned on the sim volume. I had no idea there was air traffic control in the background. I'm in the tower at Washington National, and there's air traffic control sounds in here. How cool is that? This is the, I can't remember who made this scenery here. This is like the new updated DCA. Pretty cool. This is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Had no idea that the sounds were actually in here. This is quite busy, DCA. This is on VATSIM. We got traffic already on the ramp. We got a couple Americans out there, some 7.3s. I saw JetBlue taxiing around earlier. We got a little AI situation going on here. This 319 is just going back and forth. Don't know what that's all about, but good to see everybody here today. It is a 321 day, as Jeremy Harvey says. Look at that. As soon as you get out of the tower, it stops playing the noise. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, glad to be here. Hope you're here. Hope you're here. Hope you are ready to get today on the today going. Well, I don't even know what I was trying to say there. I got distracted because Callie Simmer already dropping 10 gifted subs. Callie Simmer, thank you so much, man, for another 10 gifted subs. Pleasure to have you on board, Callie Simmer. Always a pleasure, guys. You pick up a membership from him, shout him out, let him know you're appreciative of that. I'll pause the alert box here momentarily as we get through that, but I'm excited for this one. This is the old US Air, the one V2500. Yep, at DCA, just like I remember from 05. Yeah, this is pre-merger. Our call sign is actually going to be US Air. So this is pre-merger, US Airways, old school, headed over to Portland, Maine. One of my favorite visual approaches. I get this question asked all the time. What's your favorite visual approach? What's your favorite approach? I don't necessarily know if I can specifically say I have one airport that just hands down it's the best all the time, every time. But there are several that always come to mind, and the Portland Harbor visual is one of them. And now that we have a scenery into that airport, I'm very excited to give it a shot here with you guys live for the first time. So Taft Belton is also dropping 10 gifted subs. Man, this chat is going to be all green all day. I think this calls for a double stream today, don't you think? I know Sim Update 12 just released today as well. I am not running Sim Update 12 at the moment, but I think after this stream, depending on how it goes, we might have to do a Sim Update 12 update, might have to do a VAL operation, and go back into Phoenix Sky Harbor. What do you guys think? Thank you so much, Taft, for the continued support. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for the gifted subs, guys. If you pick one up, thank you him. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks here on the channel. Expressway 31 for you is the Flyboy. That's your favorite approach. Expressway 31 is good. You know, that's the LaGuardia. We've got the River Visual DC. That's the probably the most famous. Harbor Visual Portland, Maine, I really like. There's a couple other approaches up in Colorado in the Northwest. Now, I haven't done any Alaska approaches, but I would only imagine those are absolutely beautiful as well. But I personally haven't flown any like visual approaches with the Alaska Milk Run and all that. So that would be neat. But for the ones that I've flown personally, there's a couple in South America that I really like too. Cyrus Visual into Costa Rica, but this one definitely sticks out on the forefront of my mind. So I'm excited to show this off to you guys, and we'll have a good day today. It's going to be it's a 321 day. I didn't even realize that till Jeremy said that is 321. Pretty cool. Matt Warren, thank you for gifting the membership. Ryan R, you got a membership courtesy of Matt Warren. Thank you so much, Matt, for that. Appreciate the support, man. Ryan R, shout him out. Let him know you're appreciative of that. Slam says, I think there's been some update for the Phoenix scenery as well. Slam, yes, there has been. So I'm excited to try that out. I'm going to do an update. What we'll do, like I said, depending on how the stream goes today, shouldn't be too long. We're just going to do one flight, do the visual approach. I'm going to break for lunch. I got some things to do, but I'll update the sim. I'll update Phoenix Sky Harbor, and maybe we'll do some VAL ops this afternoon or this evening. So that should be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in with me today. Eagle County to Phoenix, or is that too long? Lauren, I'll have to check. We'll see. We're gonna play it by ear. We'll see how today goes as far as the stream. And then, like I said, our house, we're turning it into a rental, so I'm basically the landlord and all the above. So I have a couple things I need to do at the house. I stopped at Home Depot. I kind of want to get some of that done. I am on call this week, so if I get called, I could get hosed, and then I won't be able to do any work on the house. So I'm already taking a risk right now streaming with you guys, but I say it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. We're gonna do a little stream this morning. Look at this beautiful shot. I fast forwarded the time, so it's it's 6:04 p.m. East Coast time, because I really want to try to get a sunset approach into the harbor visual. Should be a lot of fun. Fly-by-wire, good to see you, Roscoe, man. Always a pleasure. Roscoe, good to see you. Just flew the River Visual RMP-19 this morning. Grease job at the 1500 mark. Awesome, man. Good to hear it. That's an awesome approach too, man. The RMP-19 or that River Visual, kind of the same deal there. They had to do the RNAV. That was for the Southwest guys. You know, they kept flying in a P-56, so they actually had to do an RNAV because they couldn't stay over the river. But no, I'm just messing, man. How was the drive to Atlanta on Saturday, Mr. Martini? Thanks for asking, man. It actually was rather uneventful. It was pretty good. The truck that I was driving, guys, was just so loud. It sounded like the window was down, but it wasn't. It was just the door wouldn't seal. It was a U-Haul 15-footer. So I couldn't get on the Discord voice or anything because it was so loud in the truck. I couldn't even talk on the phone to anybody. It was like, what's that noise in the background? It was just awful. Absolutely loud. But as far as the drive itself, pretty uneventful. I left at 2 a.m., hit all the Buc-ee's on the way out of Texas, stopped at the Buc-ee's in Alabama. Got to get the Buc-ee's in, man. That's my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts about Texas is our Buc-ee's. Absolutely love it. If you know, you know, right? Did I ever tell you about the story about the sex tech service agent? No, Roscoe, you have not. David Isaac, good to see you. Did Sim Update 12 download? Nice, Matt. Nice. We'll do the Sim Update 12 after the stream. I'll get that fired up, and then we'll see what's going on later this afternoon. Cosmic, good to see you as well. I love this old navy blue livery. It looks so good on the Airbus. I couldn't agree more, Jeremy. Couldn't agree more. But, yeah, this is going to be a what is it? What are Buc-ee's? Buc-ee's it was started in Texas. It's a gas station, but it's not just any gas station. I'm telling you, it's legit. I mean, if you know, you know. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. If you have the opportunity to go to a Buc-ee's, you got to go to a Buc-ee's. FMA, no, I have not. We're going to do that later today. Everything's been working great in Sim Update 11 for me, so I'm just kind of hanging there until I need to update. I wanted to get this stream done because I knew it would work. Everything's been running great, but then we'll test out Sim Update 12 later today. Brave Pilot for streaming exactly when 12 is released. Hopefully not a lot of server issues. Al Loper, we're going to try our best. We're going to try our best. All right, let's get into the airplane here and get this sucker fired up, shall we? Back in the Fenix. Absolutely love it. Boom, boom. We'll get that on there. Ground supply. We're in the old school. You hear the old, I love that. You hear the old gyros spinning up. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Getting that fired up. We have ATC online as well. That's fantastic. CVR test, 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, that's going there. Time to line, 8 minutes, strobe auto, nav 1, off auto, arm U, fire test. Man, it feels good to be back in the Fenix. I love this airplane, man. Just so old and crusty. I feel like I'm flying an old 320. Wow, is our... Oh yeah, FWC's not up. That's why we're not having any alarms. Hold on, we gotta wait a second. Flying with Mike, thank you for the $20 super chat, my friend. Let me unpause the alert box here because I've had so many very generous sub-gifters, Callie Simmer, Taff Belton, and Matt. I had it paused there. Let me unpause the alert box so I don't miss any. Do my best. Thank you so much, Flying with Mike, for the $20 super chat. It says, hey, I thought I would drop in to support you in your stream here. I have the Tolas 320 Neo and testing it out tomorrow. Any tips? Flying with Mike, that's absolutely awesome, man. You're going to love it. If you're an X-Plane fan, which obviously you are, you're in the X-Plane, that's the sim you're running, you're going to love the Tolas 320 Neo. I personally really enjoyed flying that airplane, and I was actually watching some Black Box streaming the Tolas 320 Neo the other day, or I think it was who was streaming it yesterday. I was on the jump seat on the way home, and I was just kind of perusing YouTube because I was in the dark hole there for 3 days back at the new house with no internet. So I was trying to get caught up on what everybody's been flying, and man, seeing that 320 Neo and X-Plane 12, it looks good, man. They told us, they did a great job on that airplane, no doubt. We'll be back and flying it. We'll be back and flying it in no time at all. But thank you so much for the support, Flying with Mike. You're gonna love it. All right, let's see if we can get our fire test now. Here we go. There it is. And number 2. APU has already been tested. We'll set this to here. Everything is good out in the middle position. What do we got going on here? Fuel auto feed fault. Interesting. That's just because we auto loaded it there. Well, what's this all about? Autopilot 1, 2, auto thrust. Auto thrust is in op. What's up with that? That might just be because we're still have nothing to align. That's just kind of weird. This is an old situation. We don't get that auto thrust anymore. We get the autopilot 1+2 on our current software loads, but I haven't seen that auto thrust one there in years. But I think that's just got to do with our alignment and everything. All right, everything looks good there. Bleed page hydraulics. After our hydraulic failures, let's go ahead and make sure we have nice hydraulics looking good there. Bleed, we didn't mean it. Engine oil is nice and full, ready to fume us out. Pressurization is in auto and 450 below. Cool. Everything else looks good. Excellent. Kanoki, thank you for the €5 donation, man. He says, V1 Sim, I made a video for you showing how to get nice flyby shots of micros. Yes, Kanoki. So I saw like I said, I live in basically no man's land at the new house. So I saw you tag me, and I couldn't watch that video yet, but I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to check it out before the next stream, and maybe I'll be able to get some flybys. But I did see that you posted that. I will check it out for sure, man. Thank you for the €5 donation, and again, for helping me out with that. Hopefully we'll get some flybys here pretty soon. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right. What happened there? Did I not init? Well, I think we got to come back here, do the ATSU init first. Let's do that. AOC, flight init. Let's do this. Let's pull it from here, and then we'll re-init it. I love the 321 livery in this strip. Had an old grimy cockpit. I copied it to a bunch of my other old schools. Yes, Lauren, that was the, oh my gosh, who made that? It was a fan of the channel. He made a fantastic US Air livery in X-Plane on the 321 with a bunch of grime. All the radio panels were wore out. I remember that. I did the same thing. I copied that. I can't remember who made that, though. All right, you were US Air 357. I'm going to have to say that 10 times fast so I can remember instead of saying cactus or anything else here. Mike P, thank you for the 5. No, man, appreciate you, Mike. Good to see you. It says, Kelly Simmer and I are sick of this water falling out of the sky. How do people live like this? Fly us somewhere warm and dry. Kelly Simmer, thank you for the dono, man, the $5 super chat. You guys are getting absolutely pounded out there in Cali, aren't you? Absolutely pounded with the rain. I appreciate the support, my friend. I don't know what to tell you, man. I know you got to be careful of those mudslides, and the whole earth is going to start falling apart on y'all, isn't it? With all the rain out there, that's crazy. But thanks for the support, Mike. We'll have to, maybe we'll do, you know what? Maybe we'll have to do LA Phoenix on VAAL. Maybe we'll do that later today, huh? That might be a good idea. I really want to start flying on VATSIM. I'm pretty good with A320, but I just don't have the confidence to go on VATSIM. Scared to make a mistake. Any tips for starting? Carl, don't be scared, my friend. Start small. I'll tell you what, the biggest tip that I can give you for getting onto VATSIM for the first time, fly the airplane that you are most confident in. If you have a ton of confidence in a particular airplane, whether it's a 737, God help you, or the Airbus A320, or maybe it's the corporate jet, anything that whatever your favorite airplane is that you're the most confident in, make sure you are in that airplane for the first couple times that you're on VATSIM. That way you can focus more on the communication and less so on the airplane because you already are very familiar with the airplane. That'd be my first tip for you. All right, what do we got here? We have a clearance from DC Center, ATIS here for, they are departing runway 1915. Oh, that's landing and departing 1915. Multiple approach, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Anything here in my clearance for departure? No, it does not say that. Cleared as filed, maintain 5,000. So we'll set 5,000 up here while I'm looking at it. And we filed the SOC 5, so I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're probably going to get 19 for departure. Let's load this up, and then we'll start boarding. We're doing 19 departure on the Suki. SOC, that's Boston. That's Roscoe territory. We're on the Suki 5. How dare me confuse those two. The Suki 5. Out to Swan intersection. Insert that. That connects up to Portland, Maine. Now, we're going to get up there, and I'm going to show you how I like to set up my Portland visual. But essentially what we're going to do here, we're going to load the ILS-29 for now, ILS-29, and then we're coming down the SCOGS, if I'm not mistaken, in the flight plan. Yes, we're on the SCOGS 3. SCOGS 3, and we're coming off of the BDR transition. We'll insert that. Dunsey, that looks good. And we do have a squawk code as well, which is... where is it? Maintain 5. This measure serves your departure clearance. Where's my squawk code? Oh, equipment. No. Code. Oh, they put it at the beginning. Trippy. 3522. That must be a Euro thing. 3522. 3522 in the code. Roscoe, thank you for the $2 super chat, man. It says fly it manually so you don't violate P56. Exactly. We'll have to try that. Kevin Thomas, good to see you, man. He says, hey, everyone, greetings from a gloomy and cold Vancouver, British Columbia. Wow, it's kind of gloomy here today in Texas as well, but obviously not as cold up there where you are. But thank you for joining the channel, man. Welcome. Thank you for the $2 super chat there, Roscoe. Appreciate you, man. We'll fly it. We'll do our best to fly manually out of here. Welcome back to bipolar Texas weather. Al W., you are so correct, man. It's not even funny. You know, a lot of people, I'm kind of chatting here as I set up my secondary. A lot of people say, you know, actually, if we have to come back, we're going to Baltimore. You know, if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes, it'll change. A lot of people say that for different areas of the country, but I'm telling you, Texas is like the number one, I think, in that. It is so crazy, especially spring. The springtime in Texas is just wild. It's absolutely wild. You can have 30 degrees and freezing or below that. You can have wind chills into the teens on the one day, and then on Tuesday, you'll have 85 degrees with a 50-mile-an-hour south wind. And then the next day, you'll have a tornado, and then you'll have a hailstorm and freezing rain the next day. It's just crazy. The Barrow is 3045. Wow, 3045. That's up there. Uh-oh, we got a bank angle check coming in.
Yes, Mike P. and I are so over it. I think Mother Nature said I'm tired of everyone whining about the drought. So here we go. Take some of these mudslides, flooding and relentless rainfall. Dolan yes PHX to LAX. Reverse ops going on IRL.
Oh boy, Kelly Simmer, thank you for the $10 super chat, my man. Appreciate you. I'm sorry, not a super chat. How dare me? The $10 bank angle check. Bank angle check right back at you, Kelly Simmer. I think you're absolutely right, man. I think everyone got tired, or Mother Nature got tired of the drought complaining, and it is absolutely slamming you guys up there. Phoenix to LAX reverse ops. Okay, so we might have to do a turn. We might have to go Phoenix, LA, and back. Hold on, give me a second, guys, real quick.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, I do want to board crew. Crew.
Pilot's boarding started.
All right. I'll get back in a sec. Hold on. Where was I at? Kentucky weather is the same as Texas? Yes. All right, Kelly Simmer, just for you and Mike, we're going to do a Phoenix LA stream later today. All right? Just for you guys, barring if I get called in to go fly. I got to get this airplane set up, or we're just going to be sitting here chit-chatting all day. Let me finish this setup. You guys are absolutely crazy. Thanks for the support. Rev Alvin O'Neill, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining the channel. Exclamation point welcome for your perks here. Oh, what am I doing? Wow, what am I trying to put a barrow over there? Secondary's done. RadNav, nothing to hard tune. Progress page, let's put DCA in the box. Perf data, next phase, a NIT B. I had something wild happen to me on my last flight, and I don't remember what it was now, as funny as that sounds. It had something to do with the init B. Oh, the trim, I'm sorry, the zero fuel weight was not updating for some reason, and we couldn't figure out why. And basically, the boxes weren't talking to each other, so we weren't getting our data. It's kind of a funky scenario that went on there. We figured it out, though. 21.2, it's balanced. It's not in the correct tanks because I insta-loaded it. That's fine. So we'll put 21.2. That seems like a lot of gas. Really? 21.2? That's a lot of fuel for this flight. We'll do this. What's going on here? Now we're getting a fault. Whoa, why do we have 7,300 pounds in the center tank? Oh, I tell you, I don't think I ever did the insta-load. Hold on. We got all kinds of issues here with our gas. Ground services. Weight and balance. We need to do this. We need to go load aircraft instantly. There we go. Now we're back at it. 122.2 and 30.4. 122.2 and 30.4 set. It's 12.6. Okay, much better on the fuel. I don't know what I was thinking there. 12.6 on the gas. It's onboard and balanced in the correct tanks. And no fault lights up top there. Hey, we figured it out. We figured it out. Flight Dispatch 320, good to see you. Going to fly along? Excellent. Welcome on board, man. Hope you enjoy the flight over to Portland International Jetport. Flame, I gotcha. Microsoft default loading. Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, I looked at that. It didn't register with the brain, but I loaded it anyway because I was just like, oh, sure, it should be fine. Definitely don't want to do that. All right, last thing here real quick before we can sit back and relax. We're going to blast off 1.9. We'll sync the final load sheet. Toga takeoff, yes. Packs on, yes. Sync live weather. It's a pretty nice day. We'll calculate that, and then we'll have our speeds ready to load. Toga required 15:35:35. I really miss the TOLUS init, or I'm sorry, the perf, not init, but like the perf loading here. I love how they do that on TOLUS. We're flaps 1 down 0.3. No flex, 1.9. We're all set up. Let's take a seat. Well, let's take a seat in the back here. Watch the airplanes load up and get caught up here with the chat. Hi everyone, do you know altitude on top of descent? Thank you, love your videos. Gabriel Mashaya? Do you know how do you know altitude on top of descent? What do you mean by that? How do you know your altitude on top of it? Like when to start down? In the Airbus, it's easy. It'll tell you. You'll have a little arrow. It'll show you when to start down. But I'm not quite understanding your question. Sorry, man. Any chance for some random failures today? Let's see what we got, Basti. Let's fire up. Let's go come over here. Let's switch over to this McDo. Let's go to the config setting. Failures random. I'll tell you what. We'll do high. We'll run them on high today. We'll see what happens. We'll run them on high today. How's that? Everything else should be good to go there. We'll go to the McDo, Atsu, and any received messages to load. There we go. That looks good. All right. 5,000 is set. We got a good squawk. Everything else is ready to go. We are loading up the passengers. 23 of 122. What's the cabin temps doing in the back? Oh, it's nice and cool. We don't need to start the APU yet. We'll save a little bit of gas. I wish I could get rid of this 319 doing that situation right there. Fubar, good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. RTA, that is, Kumar, that is for like getting a time, like hitting a fix at a specific time. Is that what you're referring? The route track adjustment, I believe. I've messed with RTA a little bit. I'll show you, if you remind me in cruise, I'll show you a little bit about the RTA function, how we can use it to our advantage. Typically, you use RTA when you're doing a long, maybe a track flight, or you're flying in class 2. Is it class 2 airspace? I can't remember. Basically doing track stuff out over the Gulf of Mexico. We do it off the eastern seaboard doing the, what are those route calls? They're not nat tracks. They're the, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the routes, the waters? Is it waters routes? Yeah, West Atlantic Track Route System. So let's say you're going out over the water. Maybe you're doing a flight from D.C., where we are, all the way down somewhere into the islands, the St. Martin or something like that, and you're cutting way out. Sometimes air traffic control will give you a specific waypoint. Hey, I need you to cross this waypoint at X time. And when you do that, the airplane will adjust its speed to make you fly over that waypoint at that specific time. Now, you can use this function for other things as well, like if you want to speed up and you don't want to change your cost index, because maybe I don't know, you didn't hear that from me, but you can also use it to kind of finagle the cruise speed. But basically, all it does is set the airplane speed to cross a waypoint at the specific time that you've suggested. Jeremy says, I watched a Mentor's video on the 767, and it's just sad about the FO's dishonesty and lack of competence. What did you think of the video? Jeremy, I watched that one talking about the Atlas Air one in Houston, right? Yeah, I watched that too. Pretty sad. He did a pretty good job on that report. There was a couple things that were left out of that video, but I think it's pretty like not public information. It's not out there, but for the most part, he nailed it. And yeah, it's sad, man. Lack of competence and dishonesty really did that crew in. And what's unfortunate is that there was a jump seater on that airplane. He just got hired at United. Young father of had a baby at home, and my sim partner, one of my new hire buddies when I got hired at my airline I'm at now, we were just in the same class together, and we were good friends. That was his friend on the jump seat, so I was talking to him about it, and just real sad, man. That whole thing was so sad and could have been avoided, no doubt. Yeah, it is the water route. That's what I was thinking. Gabriel says, I mean the altitude when you descend. I'm new here flying. No worries, Gabriel. So in the Airbus, it's pretty easy. It'll tell you. You'll have a little arrow that says top of descent, and it'll start down. Another way to do it is a 3-to-1 rule. So basically, you take your altitude that you're cruising at and the altitude that you want to be at. So let's say you want to be at 10,000 feet, and you're cruising at 30,000 feet. 30 minus 10 is 20. And then take 20 times 3, 60 miles out, you would start down to be at 10,000 feet in about 60 miles, down a 3-degree path. And now that's just to give you a rough estimate. That's called the 3-to-1 rule. There's other things that'll impact that, such as the winds aloft, or your ground speed, whether you have a tailwind or a headwind. But just as a rough rule of thumb, a 3-degree path, you can do that calculation to help you start down. Maze, what's up? Good to see you, man. Yeah, I love this livery, man. I especially love the engines on this livery. They're like that grayish color. They're not white. They're not dark gray. They're just that nice light gray. I love it. The other airplane is having a tug problem here. I don't know what's going on with that one there. All right, I think we'll go ahead and start the APU. We'll fire it up. Kevin Thomas says, V1, are you able to explain the roles of different captains? Base captain, chief pilot, line, check pilot, training captain, etc. Yeah, I mean, it could vary. Like I said, that's something that could vary airline to airline. But in general, your base captain is when your airline has different bases. And your most immediate contact is going to be there at the local level at your base. So we call them not necessarily base captains. In the States, we call them base chief pilots. So you'll have a Dallas base chief pilot. And that is, as a line pilot, someone like me who's flying the line, that is my number one point of contact. If I can't get a hold of my base chief pilot, then we would go call the either the on-call or the duty chief pilot. And then if you can't get a hold of them, then you would go to the fleet chief pilot. And then after that, you start getting into management positions. Now, a line check pilot, that's not really a term. I mean, you kind of cross the terms between line check pilot and training captain. Basically, the difference between those is someone is training in the sim, someone's training on the line. So a check airman is someone who is on the line flying, checking guys regularly. You do line checks. You do IOE or initial operating experiences with the check airman. And then you have training captains who could do the same type of stuff, but maybe it's only in the sim. That's where it kind of gets muddy and becomes very airline specific. But in general, it's a what is it, the command tree, or what am I thinking of? Tree of command, point of command. What's the name of that? Where you have like a tree of command. I can't think of the name. I'm drawing up. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. I didn't sleep so well. So my crash pad house that I'm sleeping at right now, I have an air mattress, right? And the air mattress has a hole in it as of last night. So I woke up half the night I was sleeping on the floor, repumping the air mattress. Yeah, it's not very good. So chain of command. Thank you. Jeez. Chain of command. That's what it is. I haven't had enough coffee. What would you say is the best way to prepare for an airline written on a 320? I have mine in less than 2 weeks. VDang. Man, just go in prepared. That's as cliche as that sounds. You got to go in prepared. You're not going to be able to fake your way through a written test on a 320. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have studied. Make sure you know what you need to know, and then give yourself a break before going into the exam. Everybody is so different when it comes to test taking. I'm one of those people that I can't study all the way up until the test because I feel like I just fry out my brain. So I like to, the day before my test, I'll read a little bit in the morning, refresh my memory, and then I'll take the rest of the day off, go fishing or do something, get my mind off of things. That way I can go in the next day and take the test with a nice rested brain. But it's kind of hard to give that advice because everyone is so different when it comes to testing. Lauren, you've been there with the hole in the air mattress and crash bed? Yeah, it's... I woke up at like 1, and I was like, man, I'm really sinking. And then I started hearing the and sure enough, there was a hole. And then so I put some tape over it, repumped it up, didn't work, tried to go back to sleep. Then I had to pee. It's like I just did not sleep at all last night. Thank goodness I didn't get called in to work today. Knock on wood, still could get called in. All right, we're almost done. There's boarding is complete. We're close to 3 minutes there. Let's go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. We're going to call ATC. We're going to go prepare for pushback and departure. DC ground is on 21.7. Do I want to start engines? No. 21.7. We'll throw them in the box here. All right, let's get on our way to Portland, shall we? 121.7.
Ground walk 3199, stand 28 with Charlie, ready for push and start 55.
Push and start. We're at 29. He's at 28. All right, let's do A, B, 4, start, checklist. Before start checklist, windows, doors, and slides are closed and arm. Beacon on, thrust levers idle, parking brake is on. Before start checklist is complete. Let's give him a crawl. We got to call him with SID. Let's see. Contact Washington Center with location on the airport. I think we call it ground because ground's online now. Well, I need to go nose left, tail right. We're going to stand by on that. 21.7. DC ground, good afternoon. US Air 357 29, ready to push with India? No. Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's the right answer. US Air 357, go ahead and push spot 3.
All right, clear to push spot 3. We'll call you back. US Air 357. Almost said cactus. How many times am I going to say cactus today? All right, brakes are released. You're clear to push.
Good morning, American 4388. On Bravo 18, 65
All right.
departure with Charlie request push.
You'll notice my Throttletek cam is different today. Apologize for that. I am packing up the office, so the only thing I have left is my Airbus equipment. So my tiller's up here. You can't see it, but the mount that I had my tiller on is gone, and my stick is just kind of floating here. And I had to mount the camera to the side stick mount, so it might actually move. It'll give you some real-life turbulent effect. But I do apologize for that. I figured you might as well see the side stick or no side stick. But everything is pretty much packed up except for my Airbus equipment this week. So we're going to be doing pretty much exclusive Airbus flying. Short call today, Jay. Short call, man. Oh, that's just default. Call with spot number and ATIS. Thank you, Lauren. We'll do it. Brakes are set. Let's go ahead and turn engine 1. Engine start to ignition start. Uh-oh. Squawk mode C, USR 357. See, this is a Fenix thing. We'll do that. Oh, look at that America West, American Heritage 319 there. Absolutely love it. That is our Speedbird. Our Speedbird friend is here in the American. I'm going to need to hear that flight. I think that's Flight Dispatch 320. I'm going to need you. I need your best American accent there. And don't give me none of this flight deck to sim. Howdy, y'all. I think he's actually live today. I got a notification on my phone. Did not know that. We're going to go ahead and start 2 here as well. We'll do a 2-engine taxi out, short taxi. Want to get everything up and running here, DC. Wait for that avail light. Come on. I hope Sim Update 12 fixes the flicking switch position. There it is. There's the avail. Let's go ahead and turn 2. Is it a US thing to squawk mode C on the ground? Yes, it is. Yeah, Lauren, I don't know. Lauren, it must be a Fenix thing, right? Because mode C should still be on the ground in auto. But for some reason, when it's on auto in the Fenix, the controllers aren't getting my mode C. So I have to actually turn it on. That's got to be a Fenix bug. Bearded Gentleman says, I've got the Thrustmaster Captain set. Do you have any recommendations for some type of desk mounts? Nah, Bearded Gentleman, I really don't. Check out JPEIN. That's the one I use. It's like JPEIN. It's relatively cheap. Seems to work. If you want to go hardcore, get the best money can buy, Monster Tech. Monster Tech, I have the Monster Tech mounts as well for my Taurus and Windwing stuff. If you got the money, you won't regret that. But if you want something cheap, I use the JPEIN.
Hello, American 443, like on part 2.
All right, we got a good start on number 2.
443, clear to Portland Airport.
There's the avail. That's there. We're doing a flap 1.
Departure frequency is 133.72. Squawk 0514.
I specifically retooled my PDC to say call with spot number and ATIS only with, and all pilots started using spot numbers. Nice. Lauren, are you doing ATC today? Should have flown out of Detroit. All right, everything is good. That's coming off. That's coming off. I should have been there. Quick flight control. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Down 0.1. We're going to do auto brakes max. Takeoff config. We're blocking the alley, but it's a short taxi out. Everything else looks good there. All right. Let's roll up to that spot number. The spot's up here. Brakes released. Taxi light on.
Ground American 4388, taxi.
Go up to spot 3.
Which American was that?
American 4388.
Not today, training a student later, but Thursday night I'm doing Rochester approach. Ooh. Lauren, I'll have to I have to see what I'm doing Thursday.
Taxi runway 19er, Juliet, cross runway 15.
Taxi runway 19 via Juliet, cross runway 15. American 4388.
Pretty good, pretty good. All right. We are, where is my chart? Spot 3. Washington ground on US Air 357, spot 3, Charlie, taxi.
American 4388, squawk code
DX1, good to see you, man.
American 2642, is that you calling the taxi?
US Air 357, spot 3 with Charlie, radio taxi.
American, sorry, US Air 357, Juliet, cross runway 15 for runway 19er.
All right, taxi 19, Juliet, cross 15 for US Air 357. All right, Juliet, cross 15, Lauren. See, I didn't say cleared to cross. I did it just for you. Brakes released, let's go. That might be too much thrust.
Mode C, American 4388.
Oh, look at that Southwest blasting off. Man, I love that sim.
National Ground Walker 3199, spot 1 for new taxi.
Walker 31,
I love that sim.
Follow the A3, the American A320 coming from your right. Juliet, cross runway 15 to runway 01.
Robinson, good to see you, man. So, Sub Captain, haven't been here in a minute.
Runway
Whoa.
19er, we're going to follow the American 320 from
Haven't been here in a minute. Just got back from WBC. Sadly, the DR team lost in the first round. Robinson, good to see you, man. Welcome.
Ground American 2642, taxi.
All right, we are clear to cross 15.
American
Sorry,
2642,
crossing 15.
Follow the
Southwest was just taxiing.
320 will be coming from your right. Juliet, cross runway.
All right, we're crossing 15. Clear left. Oh, look at that.
On my right, taxi 19 via Juliet, cross runway 15, American
US Air 357, contact Washington Center, 133.72. That's a good flight.
3372, have a good one, US Air 357. 3372, this is just what I love to do, be heads down when I'm crossing a runway. 13372. Quack, quack. I keep putting my hand here for the tiller. It's up here on my desk now. It's annoying. Has my operator sent out any memos about all the near misses? No. I haven't seen anything like that, but it's been crazy, man.
1178, descend and maintain 2000
There's been a lot of
10 o'clock.
there's been a lot of near misses. Everyone needs to be on their A game.
Spirit Wings 1178, clear visual approach runway 28.
Oh, look at this guy coming in on 19. Oh, this is cool. We got to see this. I'm going to just kill the taxi light so he doesn't freak out. Nice little courtesy. Is that a little RJ coming in? No, that's an Airbus. All right. We got to watch this. This is cool. Burp. Brakes are set. All right, man. Let's see what you got. Ooh, a nice little correction there. Oh, yeah.
US Air 357, Washington Center, runway 19,
Right on the markers, runway 19, line up and wait, US Air 357. Right on the markers. Nicely done, sir. Dougal, good to see you, man. Yeah, I love watching our rivals here, too. This is, you could literally just sit here and plane spot all day.
American 4388.
Good to see you, Dougal. Hope you're doing well, man.
American 4388, Washington Center, hold short.
That was right on the markers, that American that came in.
4388.
American 2462, thanks for banging out on 22 there, hanging first right.
And he made
Juliet,
2-2.
ground point
Nice.
Juliet, ground point 7, we'll see American 2462.
All
US
right.
Air 357, the wind 1003, runway 19, clear for takeoff.
19, clear for takeoff, US Air 357.
American 4388, runway 19, line up and wait. It'll be just a minute for in-trail space.
Portland approach runway 19.
All right, you guys ready? Let's get those yogas in chat. Lights are on, that's on, that's on. Spool them up 50. Here we go.
American 1653.
American 1653, fly heading 260.
Yoga.
Calm, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Oh, yeah. American 7-8 there, nice. Man, Toga, SRS, auto thrust blue.
Spirit Wings 1178, Baltimore wind 2908, runway 28.
Man, busy day in DC. Thrust set. Oh, it's weird looking at those analog gauges. 100 knots, check.
Charlotte landing north, Charlotte
V1.
7075,
Rotate. Positive rate and gear up. Disarm, fly with. Oh yeah. Sorry about your ears. Oh, that's awesome. Out over the river. That is beautiful.
Your radar contact altitude indicates 1,600. Turn to left heading 090 direct swan when able.
Left turn to 090 direct swan when able, US Air 357. Alright, let's go ahead and get our... Oh, we forgot to do thrust reduction from the window view. We're thrust, climb, auto thrust. 090 on the heading. Whoa.
US Air 357, climb, maintain level 370.
Climb to 370, US Air 357. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do heading for now. Open climb heading. Let's get this up to 37. He wants me out of the way. 37. Direct to Swan. That looks good. Send it. Nav. Hey, how we're doing. With thrust climb, open climb. 370 is blue. Flight directors are coming around. Man, look at that steep turn out of DC, huh? Look at that view. That is awesome.
American 1653, radar contact. Climb, maintain flight level 360, direct Lynchburg.
Alright, let's go ahead and get the autopilot on because I want to look at stuff here. I gotta enjoy these views here. That is cool.
1178, if you can make it, right turn on.
Andrew, I agree. Hey, Andrew, good to see you, man. 21.9 with the wings there. V1 wings, looking good, man. I'd agree, it's looking juicy.
Spirit Wings 1178, not a problem. Next right, Romeo 1, hang the first.
There's
right,
SP
Romeo,
flap
cross
0 after
station
takeoff
left, take
checklists.
navigate, the frequency.
Romeo 1, Romeo, cross 325.
Hopefully, we gotta check our ETA. We gotta make sure we're not gonna land at night.
American 4388. wind
Where's
10,
Andrews? Andrews should be over here somewhere. Did we already pass it? I think it's coming up. There's Andrews Air Force Base right there off the right-hand side.
Walker 3199, Washington Center, runway 19, line up the way.
Runway 19, line up the way, Walker 3199.
Man, May shook. Yeah, I'll finish your shift for you, dude. Washington Monument, Capitol Hill. Pretty sweet. It's pretty cool seeing this livery out here again. That's just old school right there.
US Air 357, what's going to be your speed once you're through 10,000 and climb?
We're going to be doing 320.
US Air 357, perfect. Maintain 320 knots or greater through 10,000.
320 or better through 10, US Air 357. All right, so we are up and out of here. We could reset that. Everything else is done. We did all our after takeoff checks. I'll put you guys back into full screen cam here. XP72, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're not working too hard. Mike P, you're out of here? Ah, see you. Oh, wrong emoji. Okay. Mike P, we're going to be doing a special LA stream here later today. After this one, I'm going to grab lunch. I'm going to update the sim, update Phoenix Sky Harbor, and then we'll do a VAL operation. So if you guys are part of VAL, you want to do a virtual airline flight, join me. We'll probably do, should we do a turn or should we do LA Phoenix? Maybe we'll just do Phoenix LA and back. That's pretty short. Or maybe we'll just do Phoenix LA. We'll start in Phoenix and we'll go to LA, and then we'll just play it by ear from there. On lunch break, hope the drive was good. XP, good to see you, man. Yeah, the drive was actually pretty uneventful, other than the door sounding like it was open the entire 15 hours. Just one of those U-Haul trucks, man. It's just so loud when I was driving. Even with my earphones in, it's just, I had my earphones max volume to barely hear the podcast I was listening to because it's so loud in that truck. But other than that, it was a pretty uneventful drive. Everything was pretty good, so I have to do the drive one more time at the end of this week. I got to take my truck and my boat. That's going to be another big one. So I got to haul my truck and my boat, which I'm kind of anxious about how the trailer is going to hold up for 1,000 miles, but we'll see. The truck was trying to simulate a 737. That's awesome, Chaos. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like a 737 at 10,000 feet doing 330 knots. That's about what it sounded like.
Air flight 2866.
All right, we're at 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get the lights off. Everything looks good. Forward call. We're speeding up. We're cleaning up. Up to Portland, Maine. What's our estimated arrival? Arrival time is 23:51 sim time, which is an hour from now. So what is that in local?
American 26.
Should be about right.
Center, runway 19.
That should be about right. An hour from now, 23:51 sim time. I forget what I said it was when we took off. Welcome to U-Haul. New trucks. Double check those tires on the boat trailer. XP, I will, man. That's so. I'm actually gonna check all the lugs, make sure they're not rusted. Everything. Get everything ready, and then I wish I had 2 spares. I only have 1 spare, but I don't have an extra rim. So, yeah, my biggest concern is running out of spares if I blow a tire and/or the hubs. I don't have a spare hub anywhere, and I can't find one locally. So if a hub goes out on me, I'm going to be toast.
American 4388, what's your planned climb speed passing 10,000?
Depends on time for that flight, and part of VAAL may join. Zach Hamilton, nice.
Climbing
7 p.m. sunset is just about right for Boston right now. Might be slightly late for Portland. All right, Lauren, we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you.
Can you maintain 320 knots or greater as a climb?
Yeah, sure. 320 or greater. American
Uh-oh.
388.
As
American
someone who
4388
can see
through
many a
10,
deck of trailer on the side of the road in God's fishing world, Minnesota, spare tires and repack bearings.
C2A, thank you for the $3 bank giggle check. I couldn't agree more with you. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Spare tires and repack bearings. That's the thing. So the bearings. So the trailer that I have, that's what are the hubs? They are. I can't remember. It's something that's popular. They're putting on boat trailers now. Basically, they're supposed to be quote unquote maintenance free, and you're not supposed to repack them. It's supposed to be like a completely sealed system. Vault. I think it's Vault hubs. But I wish I don't know. I'm nervous about them. But I'll definitely have a spare tire ready to go. I'm going to make sure everything's good to go. I'll check all the tires today or this week. We're out of 18. We'll go ahead and set standard. It's synced up. No, it's not. 1, 2, and 3. 1013 here on the old school altimeter. 1013 is set. Man, look at these old school bugs. How cool is this? I like how when you move one, it moves all of them too. Like it doesn't just move past it. That's pretty neat. All right, 320, 19, climbing 270. We have 425 miles. Enjoy the views here. Once we get to outside view, once we get to cruise, we'll do an outside view. Just did a flight from San Bernardino to Van Nuys on a 172, barely made minimum. It's nice, real life for SimWorld, Skyfall. Could you talk about what actions or timings trigger each checklist? In other words, how do you know when to do each checklist? Jeremy Harvey, that's a great question. And it varies greatly on the aircraft that you're flying and for the company that you're flying. But off the top of my head, let's say, so I guess we'll start from the top. You know, the first thing you do when you get to the airplane is you have your originating and receiving. We call them originating, receiving, or aircraft acceptance checks, and that's dependent on who gets to the airplane first. But where the triggers really start happening for us is when both crew members are seated. So for me, as a captain, I'll come in, I'll do my aircraft acceptance, I'll check the documents, check the CAN, the maintenance log, and all that. I'll do my setup, which you guys see me do on stream pretty much all the time. Start with the overhead, go through the systems pages, get that all set. And then we kind of pause, and then one thing that I always forget to do on sim, because I don't have the trigger that I do in real life, it's when both pilots are seated. So typically during that time, you know, the FO's out doing the walk around. When he comes back and sits down, now I'll go ahead and check my oxygen masks. It triggers my oxygen mask check. I'll come up here, I'll double check my brightnesses and ND stuff, and then reset my EFIS and flight directors, and then he'll trigger his. So that's kind of the first trigger. And then once we get our clearance, say again for USAR 357?
You can resume normal speed.
Normal speed for USAR 357. We're already at normal speed, but I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and speed it up a little bit for him just to help him out. So when he or she is seated, that kind of is the first trigger. And then when PDC is kind of one of the last things that come, either PDC or fuel will trigger the next set of items. Once I have PDC and fuel on board, then I'll do an actual checklist, a cockpit prep checklist. Then the next trigger, this is I'm just kind of spitballing here, is when all boarding is completed, the flight attendant hands the paperwork, or I hand the paperwork to the flight attendant, however it may go down. Then we go ahead and close the door. Boom, once the door shuts, then we do our before start trigger. And then it just kind of rolls on from there. There's a couple other things, after we turn on to an active taxiway instead of the ramp area, that's when we do our miniature briefings or our briefings. We don't want to be briefing when we're on the ramp area because ramp areas can be extremely congested, tight maneuvering constraints, so want both pilots heads up. Once you exit the ramp, that's a trigger for us to do another briefing. The first officer will do a briefing. In this case, no matter if he's pilot flying or monitoring during this flight, he does the briefing. That's kind of like our triple check of the box on the mini brief. And yeah, that's kind of a rundown. It's kind of hard to just go through them from memory. I actually have to see them go down. Top of climb is another trigger. Top of descent is another trigger.
394, you're ready to contact through 2,500.
Did I try Fun and Sun for trailer spares? Al W? No, I need to. I need to check the one down there in, in Bedford? I got to check. That's one place I do need to check. Some guys will say that they just carry a separate hub, like, what are those, like they're very common hubs that people will carry. Are supposed to be pretty easy. Buddy bearings? Is it buddy bearing or something? I might have to just pick up one of those. XP, I did see your shenanigans last night, man. I was tuning in. I saw your 737 shenanigan there, where you could still hear the hear the announcements. But your sim was frozen. I think that's a 737 problem, my friend. I think that's a 737 problem. Take it easy, May Shook. Make sure you stay focused on there, because that airplane you're finishing, I may be flying. So I know you're going to do a fantastic job, man. That's pretty cool you work for Airbus. Mike P, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Says, drank too much whiskey and did a gear up landing in the fly-by-wire the other day. In the real plane, isn't there an audible alarm if you leave the gear up? Yes, Mike P. There should be a too low gear warning that goes off. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You're not the first one to do a gear up landing. I think XP72, if he's still in the chat, he had a pretty famous gear up landing into DC. Ironically, we just left DC. I remember watching that stream. He's like, why am I so fast? What's happening here? What's happening here? And then gear upped it. But that was a pretty fun stream. Shenanigans. But Mike P, thank you for the support. You should have an alarm. In theory. You should have an alarm in theory if you leave the gear up, no doubt. Matt Warren says, yeah, those are the bearings we have in our pontoon trailer, and they work good. Never had an issue. Okay, the buddy bearings, I'm going to have to just pick up a whole separate hub system. Does the airline know if the too low gear? Yes. Yes. So at least here in the States, most everything is tracked by something called FOQA, and I can't think of what it stands for. But almost all of the parameters are tracked and checked. So what is your speed and configuration at the final approach fix? What's your speed and configuration at 500 feet? What's speed and configuration as you cross the threshold, touchdown, etc.? And they can determine which buttons are selected, which buttons are not selected, and they can even tell how fast you're taxiing. So in the 175 FUPA, in the Embraer's 170s and 190s when I was flying those, they used to track your taxi speed pretty rigorously, and they had for a time there, they had a 15 knot limitation, which was just stupid. I mean, if you taxi at 15 knots, it's pretty slow. So one of the ways to kind of get around that is you could leave the flaps out, and it wouldn't trigger that you're taxiing yet because it still thought you were in the landing configuration or rollout phase. So guys started leaving flaps out all the way to the gate, and it started causing issues. So then they increased the taxi speed. I think the limit then was up to like 30 knots or something. And that's pretty much where it is now, even for where I work now. 30 knots is kind of the max taxi speed.
Airbus 14 Victor, runway 24.
But 30 knots is moving. You're moving at a pretty good clip. You're going 30 knots down a taxiway. So it's like A cars for VA. Yeah, Captain AB, you could say that.
443, we're at
XP says, we just made the best of a bad situation. Yes, I had oral overload, so in my defense, I did not hear the gear warning. You had an oral overload because you didn't have the gear down, I think. No, that was XP. It was a good time, man. I tell you what, though, XP, that was one of the best buttered gear ups I've ever seen, though. I mean, you absolutely buttered that gear up. I mean, you didn't even know the gear were up until you were slowing down. It was a great landing. No doubt about it. Key 6, what's up, man? Thank you for the support and the $5 super chat. Sell your old crappy boat, trailer, and truck. Buy a brand new boat, trailer, and truck. Ask Miss V1 for forgiveness. Problem solved. You're welcome. Key 6, good to see you, man. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I thought about selling the boat, honestly. I thought about selling the boat and then just getting a new one there, but the way the fishing industry is right now, like for Mercury motors and all that, it's so hard to get parts. And number one, it's hard to get parts and boats with motors on them and all this stuff. Number two, the price has just gone up. I mean, my boat, I got my boat over 3 years ago now. I think it's 3 years old this year, to 2020. And the price now is insane. I saw the price of new boats. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. No thanks. I'll just keep mine. It's perfectly fine. It's still basically brand new. I take really good care of it. But yeah, I definitely thought of it, Key 6. New truck, can't find the truck. My truck that I have right now, my dealer is still calling me from, I bought it in 2020, still calling me to buy it back and say, hey, I can get you in a new one, brand new. I'm like, yeah, for the same payment at 0% interest? Nope, can't do that. Well, then, nope, I'm not interested. So the whole auto and even marine industry is really, with the labor and equipment shortages and backlogs, I'm just keen on keeping everything it is. And interest rates, too, that's another thing. If you're going to lease, or not lease, but if you get something new, interest rates are insane. I have 0% interest loan on my truck. 0%. I'm just paying principal. So I think the update just dropped. Brian Valdez, excellent. I am going to be doing, like I said, if you're just tuning in now, we will be doing a Sim Update 12 stream here later today. We're going to do a Fenix flight. We're going to check the new, not new, but already been there, BMW World, or I don't know. It's right up XP's alley. BMW World Sim, AMG Sim. I don't know what. I mean, a bunch of, like 3 different develop groups made Phoenix Sky Harbor. It's also been updated a couple times since I flew it last. So not only are we going to update Sim Update 12, we'll also update Phoenix Sky Harbor, and then we'll do a VAAL stream. I'm thinking Phoenix to LA. So if you're part of VAAL and you want to jump on that train, I'll know what time we're doing that stream after the stream concludes. I'm thinking probably late afternoon, maybe 3-ish o'clock. Jeff L., thank you for the continued support. 9 months, another month, another stream. Jeff L., you're racking up those ranks, man. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Don't forget to check your content manager following Sim Update. Thank you, Digital Merc. Yes, you gotta. That's kind of the weird thing, right? Not only do you have to download it, but then you got to go back and do the Sim Update, or you got to go back to the content manager and make sure you got everything. All right, there's Portland, Maine up there off the nose. We might have to adjust to sim time here. Let's hop outside for a second. Oh wow! Look at those contrails. Those look pretty ugly. I don't remember ever seeing those ugly contrails before. I don't know. I'll tell you what's not ugly is that livery. It's still a little bit loud as we're climbing out, so let's just go ahead and enjoy some inside view here until it gets a little bit quieter and cruise. AJ says, you want to get an airboat instead. AJ, it would be pretty sweet. I do love airboats. I was on an airboat last summer. Pretty cool. Could use an airboat in Georgia for sure. Sculpture Shot, good to see you, man. Been a while. V1 greetings from Georgia. Are you based in Atlanta now? April 1st, my friend. I cannot wait. I love Texas. I will always be a Texan. The first thing I did at the new house, I put up a giant Texas flag in Georgia. But with that being said, I'm looking very I'm very much looking forward to the adventure. I love my schedule for next month. My next month is kind of crazy. We got the baby coming the first week of April, so I have vacation and a week off, first couple of weeks off there, and then the following 2 weeks I'm basically just working pretty heavily. I picked up some trips, but I got a good schedule. I like the schedules that I'm getting. Well, that I say that, it's only been 1 month, but I already got my schedule for next month. None of this on-call nonsense that I did this month. So I'm looking forward to the change. Should be a fun adventure. Over to advisory. Thanks for the ATC for USAir 357. Take it easy. 22.8. But yes, April 1st will be my official Atlanta basing. That's why I'm on call. This is my last week of on call this month. I did an on-call schedule, and it sucks. 20 memberships for 200 likes? Whoa, Mike P. Dropping a $5 super. Mike P must be drinking already. Guys, if you are one of the few, I say few because this chat is pretty much damn near all green, which I can't tell you how much it means to me that you guys continue to support the channel, and it really means a lot. It truly, truly does. And there's definitely going to be some expenses on this move. I'm going to have to rent a new office, most likely, get a new V1 HQ set up in South Georgia. But I can't go, I can't thank y'all enough for the support. So Mike P is also offering 20 memberships for 200 likes. So if you don't have a membership and you haven't liked the stream yet, there's 255 watching, smash down that like button, and let's see if we can get to 200 likes before top of descent, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get a free gifted membership from Mike P, which will be pretty sweet. And you get access to what, Chaos? The all-elusive podcast series that may or may not ever happen. But there's at least, I don't know, it's probably over a dozen of them that are pre-recorded right now, so you can take a listen to those. And a lot of the older podcasts that I've done, probably the first half doesn't really apply, other than the Airbus versus Boeing part. But if you guys want to hear the Cockpit Confessionals, which is my favorite part to do that, we just talk real-world flying experiences that have happened to me, whether it's something that happened that was either frightening or funny or a learning experience. We talk about that during the Cockpit Confessional phase. So all those are always going to be at the end of each podcast. So if you're a new member and you're jumping into the podcast series, make sure you skip to the end and pick up on those.
I've been watching your VODs for the last year, but was never able to catch a live stream before now due to my work schedule. Sending my thanks from Colorado.
We got a lot happening here. Let me start with Joey Art 2. Welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Thank you for your subscription to the channel. Appreciate you, man. Joey 23R says, well, we already heard what he says, but thank you so much, man. And I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, even on VOD. So it's always a good feeling when guys and gals are watching the content, even after it goes live. So appreciate it. Thank you so much, Joey 23R. Thank you for the $5 bank angle check right back at you, my friend. And then right there on cue, Mr. AJ Funari dropping 20 gifted subs. We're not even going to have enough people in chat to claim all these subs. This is going to be absolutely insane. You guys are awesome. AJ Funari, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm going to pause the alert box here as we settle into our cruise altitude, and y'all get free gifted subs from AJ Funari. Check your name. If you just turned green, then you are now a new member on the channel. So absolutely awesome. Exclamation point welcome. We'll give you your information on the new perks that you've gained here. Like I said, there's an After Dark series, a podcast series. It looks like we are entering the Sim Update 12 shenanigans in the sim here. But appreciate it. Thank you so much, AJ. You're the man. How am I supposed to choose between you and Flightdeck to Sim? Avigail? I'm not sure quite how to say that. I don't know how to choose either. Probably choose Flightdeck to Sim. He's a straight shooter, man. I like Flightdeck to Sim. Good dude. I had no idea he was streaming today, honestly. I typically will check the YouTubes to see who's streaming when I go live. And I checked the night before, and I guess I just didn't see him. I checked to see who's on. I try my best to not stream right over the top of somebody, especially guys that I follow. But I guess I just missed it on this one. So that's on me. It's my apologies. I'm going to back the time up a little bit. Let's back it up because we want to be landing about that time. So let's back this up about 6:44-ish. That should be good. Trust me, you want to see some of this approach. You don't just want to be flying in there at night. But thank you. Appreciate it. Uh-oh. The world update works well in the Fenix flight dispatch. Good to hear it. So you're in Sim Update 12 right now? Good to hear it, because we're going to be we'll be doing Sim Update 12 here later this afternoon. Thank you, Flight Dispatch, for the pilot report. Boo, the harbor's going to look doo-doo. No, Lauren, we're going to make the harbor look absolutely juicy. Don't worry, we'll get the internet back on. We'll be good. I don't know if Flight Deck to Sim doesn't give ratings for various airport bathrooms or barbecue tips. Stephen Hayner, appreciate you, man. Yeah, airport bathrooms. I just had my run-in with the Los Angeles bathroom situation, which, man, LAX, y'all need to step it up out there in LAX, especially on the older Bradley terminals. The north side I don't think is as bad, but man, I had a pretty rough experience there on the Bradley south side there trying to catch it was a 321. I'm trying to catch a jump seat out of there, but I had to run in there and use the restroom. Pretty outdated, man. A solid 6.5 there in LAX. Solid 6.5 for the bathrooms in LAX. Big Daddy, though, coming in with a $20 super chat. I got to be careful with what I'm talking there because I took all the stuff out of my office, and there's still people here. And so with nothing in my office, I feel like my voice echoes. It's really loud. If I start talking about Big Daddy and barbecues and bathrooms, I might have someone knocking on the door here pretty soon. But Big Daddy, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. It says, hey, V1, good to see you again. I work during the day and do not get the opportunity to see live streams. 50-year-old simmer since the first Microsoft Flight Simulator in the 80s. Your instruction has taken my simming to the next level now, PPL. Big Daddy, that's absolutely fantastic, man. Appreciate the support. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And hearing comments like yours are honestly some of the best things that happen to me on this channel. That's why I do this. When I hear of people getting that are passionate about simming, but maybe they don't know a lot about it, and then they come to this channel, they learn something, and then that just snowballs into learning something else and progressing their simming career and even real-world aviation career. We've had that on the channel as well. It honestly is the core of what I love about doing this live stream and stuff. So thank you for the support, Mr. Big Daddy. Appreciate you. I gotta calm down. I gotta quiet my voice for a little bit. But thank you, man. Appreciate it. Come to Fort Lauderdale. Our bathrooms are decent. Flight Sim guy, the new terminal of Lauderdale is good. The Southwest Delta side is good. A lot of the airport scenarios it's really based on what terminal you're in. If you go to the old side, Spirit, JetBlue, what's over there? The G gates. The G gates are okay because they're new, right? But there's like one concourse. Is it the F gates? American, I think Azul flies out of there. There is one pier there in Lauderdale where the bathrooms were designed for an airport that serves maybe 100 people a day. And Lauderdale is just serving way more than that. It's just kind of maxed out its capacity, I think. But that's there on that older pier. The new side is good. Delta Southwest side is pretty good. But I think it's that F pier. Does that sound right? It's just awful. Awful. Well, LA is a toilet in general, so you got to do some Starlink tests. You might be able to stream on it. Work pretty well for the podcast. Chaos, indeed, I am for sure. And hopefully I'll know more this week. So after this week, I will enter into the cone of darkness for a couple days. I'm going to get the Starlink transferred over to the new house there in Georgia. And then once I get the Starlink up and running, I'm going to see how it handles from the new house. If we can stream from the house, oh my gosh, it would be so amazing. I'd be able to bring so much more content to you guys. It'd be unbelievable. If not, I've already started looking at office spaces to rent. They're kind of in the same vicinity that I'm at in Georgia. So we'll see what happens. My fingers are crossed for the Starlink scenario, but I'm also going to be very busy. I got to finish the move. We got the baby coming in April, and then it's just going to be crazy. And then literally after the first 2 weeks of April, I'm flying. I think I have 2 days off after the first 2 weeks of April. I'm just flying nonstop. I picked up a bunch of trips, trying to recoup a lot of my costs for this move. 2 U-Haul trucks, making the drive 5 separate times. So it's just, and anything with moving costs, and we had the movers and the pod. So I'm going to be flying a lot to recoup a lot of that stuff, so my time off will be very limited. Just get 2 Starlinks, Jeff L. I thought about that, but I don't need to do that. I'm gonna, because this house here in Texas is gonna be a rental, so I'm gonna just take the Starlink with me, update the address, and we'll see how it goes. And if you order a new Starlink in Georgia, it's already at quote unquote capacity, so it puts you on a wait list right now. But if I have my own dish, theoretically I should be able to just update the address and hopefully it'll work out. So nice view over New York City currently. Yeah, are we over NYC? We sure are. Are we? I don't even know where we are. I should know. That's a pretty cool shot. Top-down view? Man, I like that. Do you guys like top-down view? I don't know why we haven't done top-down view in a while. Felix says, V1 VAL just announced Hoppy ACARS. Yes, I saw that. I cannot wait. That's why we're gonna test that out today. So if you're part of VAAL, be a friend, tell a friend. Let's see how many Americans we can get loaded up in Phoenix Sky Harbor this afternoon. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to shoot for the 3 p.m. window to stream that. Let's see, because we'll probably wrap the stream up close to 1 o'clock, too. So we're going to shoot for that 3 p.m. window, which is about 3 hours from now. We'll see what we can do. Dougal says, uh-oh, when your pilot says, I don't even know where we are. Yeah, I've said that a couple. You know what's funny? Dougal is, I'll have, uh-oh, hold on. We've got faults. I forgot we have faults at high. What's going on here? Okay, clear the master. No, auto flight FAC 1 fault. FAC 1 off, then on. FAC 1 off. I forgot we turned our random faults all the way up on this one. Ooh, it's resettable. That's good. Back on. It's cleared itself. Okay, we'll note that in the book. What's this? U.S. Air Ops. We were definitely late. That's because I sped the time up. That's fine. How far out are we? We got to start planning. Ooh, 228. All right, we need to actually start thinking about coming down sooner than later because this is going to be a straight-up visual approach. I'll show you how we load it in the box. I'm going to, for situational awareness, I'm going to set a fix info page over PWM. So let's go fix info, reference point, airport, PWM, and I'm going to put a 30-mile radius out, and that's just going to give me an idea. The gentleman that was asking about, when to know when to start down. When you do a straight visual approach, or maybe you're going into an airport that doesn't have any approaches, or you're doing a ferry flight, or maybe the only approach they have is an ILS, or you're flying late at night and you get a direct-to airport with no SID, with no star, how do you know roughly when to start down? So a good rule of thumb is if you can be 10,000 feet above the airport at 250 knots, 30 miles from the runway, that's kind of what we call that first window. If you pass that window 30 miles out, 10,250 knots, you are in a position to easily get down and get configured, stable at your airport, no matter what the situation is. So right here, I put that 30-mile ring out there, and ironically, SCOG's, guess what, at 11,000. So SCOG's at 11, that's pretty much bang on, only about 1,000 feet difference there from 10,000. So that's just an extra situational awareness thing that I like to do real world as well. So that's kind of an idea. So when I start seeing this, I'll be, hey, I better start down at some point. Now you can actually make this a waypoint. You can make where it intersects your flight plan a waypoint. If you go back to that same fix info that you just created, if I were to click this right here, radius, it will drop a waypoint where it intersects, and it was right there before SCOGs. I don't need to do it, but if you do that, it will just give you a waypoint, and then you can put an altitude on that waypoint, and then you get VNAV down to that. So kind of a neat little trick. I saw Pede Monitor in the chat. Where'd he go? Womp womp, Pede Monitor, good to see you. Sounds like time for an impromptu event for you to set up. Ooh, Pede Monitor, Lauren, there you go. Need to go. No event. I guess we're not special enough, but we'll set up something. We'll do a VAL flight. I want to check out that gate stuff there, Pede Monitor. Also, Pede Monitor, did you see that video posted about the Megadeth 80? Someone posted in the Discord, just some guy ranting about the MD-80. I thought it was pretty funny as well. Not really stream friendly for the language, but Dougal says we need 6 more likes. 6 more likes. We're at 193, guys. 194 away. Smash down that like button if you want a chance at getting a membership. We're going to have more members watching than we already do have more members watching than non-members. That's absolutely crazy. Alexander, I prefer the IE V2500 and then the Pratt & Whitney. Yeah, the MD-80 rant is pretty hilarious. 9 people have sent you that. Piedmonter is like my go-to. Anytime I think of MD-80 or CMD-80, I think of Piedmonter. That's like his favorite airplane of all time. So, yeah, that rant is pretty hilarious. We better be doing the harbor visual. Aero Designs? Of course we're doing the harbor visual. So Aero Designs, the designer of this scenery, is in the chat. Good to see you, Aero Designs. Of course. I have been waiting for this airport since Microsoft came out. And oh my goodness, Mike P is on that whiskey, folks. Mike P has dropped another 20 gifted subs to the channel. This is absolutely fantastic. Mike P, you are the man. Thank you for the support. I'll pause the alert box yet again because but absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Mike P. You guys are awesome. Thank you for hitting that like button. 200 likes on the stream. You guys are fantastic. And we're just about to start down too, so just in time. Very, very kind of you, Mike. Appreciate the support. We might even have to turn in that VAL stream into members only. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a members only chat, but public stream, members only chat. Make it exclusive-ish. Thank you, man. Really appreciate the support. And Edup Zach, welcome to Commercial Pilot. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Aero Designs, of course I took a peek at it. That was the first thing I did last night. On my way home from the airport, I swung by the office, which where I stream, where my sim computer is, and I set up there at Portland, looked around. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love the 2 bridges there near the, I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to wait till we get there, but you guys did a great job on PWM. It's one of my, I've said it before, people always ask me, what's your favorite approach to fly in the States and all this? And the number one I think people always go to is the RNAV or the River Visual 19 to DC. But personal experience, I think Portland, Maine, especially in real life, is just so stunning, less stress. You don't have to worry about getting shot down, prohibited airspace. And it's really fun flying in there. Who doesn't love a good lobster roll? So appreciate the work y'all put into this airport. I did check it out. It looks really good. And we're going to fly that harbor visual right now. So let's start planning on our top of descent here. So, yes, gifted subs are off the chain right now. Jeff L. just dropped another 5 gifted subs. Jeff L., appreciate it, man. Guys, you know the deal right now. Exclamation point, welcome. Can't thank you all enough for the support. You guys are awesome. You guys are on an absolute roll. I know, Xylob. Absolutely. At this point, only is basically members the same. Members only is basically the same. Chaos, you're not wrong, dude. You're not wrong. Would love for you to stream with failures happening every 10 minutes, kind of like Flight Deck to Sim did. Yes, I saw that. I don't think there's any way to program that, though, like for 10 minutes, though. I think that's a PMDG thing, but that is a pretty good idea. We could do something where we create a failure every 10 minutes, but I want the METAR. We'll send that. Oh, I won't come through. Will it come through on weather request? I forget how to do it on this. I think I have to do... There it is. Let's see. Will it do it? There we go. 10 miles, 220 at 18, gust 16. So let's go ahead and start setting up for the approach. Bump up the sim sounds a little bit. Descent, we're not going to do... We'll do 7.9 and... We're not going to do 330. Let's just do... Why am I keep doing that? I feel like my mouse is lagging. 0.79/320. All right, QNH is 3024. Temperature in Portland, 10 degrees. Winds are 220 at 8, gust 16. It's kind of interesting, kind of a large gust factor there. 220 at 8. We just put in the steady state. For the barrel ref, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to set 500 feet since we're doing a visual. I'm going to set 500 in the barrel. It's pretty much right there at MSL altitude, or AGL altitude. I think it's only a couple hundred feet. We'll look here. We'll set 11,000 for SCOGs to help us start down, which we're already... I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go direct SCOGs too. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. No ATC on. We're going to go direct SCOGs. Insert that. SCOGs is 110 miles out. So let's back up the airplane here with VNAV. So for those that are wondering about, when do you start down, top of descent and all that, we have it shown to us on the ND with that top of descent arrow, but we can also do it via, or not via, we can also do it with a little mental math backup. So we want to cross Skogs at 11,000, and we're cruising at 37,000 feet. So take 37 minus 11, that's 26. And if you times that by 3, that's going to be 78. So about 78 miles from Skogs, we should start down. And if we look here at what's depicted, that seems to be correct. Because here's an 80-mile ring. And once we hit 80 miles, we're going to be just inside of that, about 78 miles from Skogs. It looks like it's going to be just about right. Now, we have a tailwind here, which is going to hurt us on the descent, so we might have to start down a little bit early. Matter of fact, do we even load wind? Let's just do descent wind request here. If you want a link to the scenery, I already have it. Exclamation point P or KPWM. That will take you a link to the contrail shop where Aero Designs has their airport listed. Lauren, you like the RNAV 19 at Vegas? I do too. That's a great one indeed. I guess Nightbot never joined the channel today, huh? That's kind of weird. I'm sorry, I don't know why. Oh, there it is. They're just being slow. Just being slow. All right, I need to. How's our timing? Touchdown. Let's go ahead and insert uplink. This is probably going to change. Wind data uplink. All right, let's look at, we're not going to really worry about SOGs. We're going to look at the approach. Let's just go to starred charts, harbor visual 29er. Weather minimums 3,000, visibility 4. Airport elevation is 76 feet, so let's round it up to 100 feet, and we'll make our perf data minimum 600. We'll just round it up. 600 in the barrel ref, just for our autopilot. But yeah, that RNAV into Vegas is good, Lauren. RNAV 26 Albuquerque is pretty good. Jeff L, you're not wrong there as well. I like that one too. Haven't done Albuquerque in a really long time. So we are currently 24 minutes from touchdown, and we should be touching down right about now. So let's tweak the weather one more time. You see nothing. It's 7 o'clock, so we need to be 6:40 would be about what we need to be at right now, so we could touch down at said time. Done. 6:35. Perfect. All right. Now we're set. You saw nothing. Big Daddy, thank you for the $10 super chat again. He says, one leg today, or is this one of two? I'm off this weekend. I've never actually participated in a group flight. Any chance they'll be doing another today or later this week? Would love to join. Big Daddy, absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat there again, another $10. Yes, I said we're going to do another stream today at, I'm tentatively 3 hours, 3 p.m., which is about an hour or 2.5 hours from now. And we're going to do it with VAAL, which is a virtual airline, American Airlines operations. We're going to do Phoenix to Los Angeles. We're going to check out the updates there. We're going to check out Sim Update 12. I'm shooting for that 3 o'clock time frame. I don't know how the Sim Update's going to work. Hopefully I'll be able to download it, get everything up and running and updated before then. But that's what we're shooting for. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate you. Aero Design says, any regional airport recommendations? Already started the next project that is located in Wisconsin. Ooh, very nice, Aero Designs. Let me think about any regional airport considerations. Well, what regional airports would be good to fly into? Let me think about this one for a minute. I think whispering Big Daddy sounds worse than just saying it out loud. Darren Humphreys, you might be right, man. 3 p.m. Texas time, Stephen Ainer, of course. 3 p.m. Texas time. That's the only time is Texas time. I'm trying to think. Any good regional airport suggestions for Aero Designs? Is Omaha? Is that a regional airport? I have some good memories in Omaha. MSN, is that Madison? Jeff L, you're killing me. I think you're right, though. I think whispering it is the worst thing to do. All right. let's go ahead and start down. We're just about, look at that, 68 miles or so. We'll go ahead and start down. Mock descent, cross cogs at 11,000. Let's do a quick overview of the harbor visual. So, a couple guidelines on this approach. Number one, I like to work backwards on this because there's really no altitude restrictions. There's really nothing that restricts you. This is why I like this approach, and it's enjoyable to fly because it's very much hands off, just be stable and land on the runway. That's kind of what it is. It's not like DC where you have a lot of restrictions. You've got restricted airspace on both sides of you. This one's much more relaxed. But I like to work backwards. It helps me mentally. So you want to be aiming for about 500 feet here as you're rolling out on final, coming up the harbor here onto 29. Right about 500 feet, that's kind of your backwards target. All right, now you can plus or minus a couple hundred feet or so. Another kind of a hit or miss altitude, depending on the airplane you're flying. If you enter around 1,000 feet into the harbor, that's a good reference. I've entered as high as 1,700 feet and still got down and stable. I've entered lower. You just got to level off. But if you really try to make this 500 feet here as you roll out, and then about 200 feet or so as you come right over this little section and get on the slope there. Now, you can load up the ILS, which is what we do. I load up the ILS as a backup, but it's important that you don't follow the glide slope when you're off of the localizer. You're going to see that glide slope deviating, doing its thing, but it'll give you a good reference once you start leveling off and you re-intercept, which is right here on this turn. So we know that we got to be 500 here, roughly 1,000 feet as we enter the harbor. There's two ways to enter this. You can come over the city of Cape Elizabeth, or you go over Cape Elizabeth off the right-hand side. I'm not quite sure where the SCOGs, where this arrival is going to put us. I'm actually going to put terrain on ND up right now. It's going to help me. Yeah, SCOGs will be good. We're going to be coming probably more so over the Cape. I got the speed brake out. But there's two sets of islands here. There's kind of a set up here. There's a set down here. I don't know how well Microsoft has this updated, but we're basically going to split these islands. There is the Fort Gorge, which is a pretty prominent landmark in real life. I don't know if it's going to be depicted here in Microsoft, but Fort Gorge coming from the south, you want to turn in just south of that. This is your entryway, your key to the city right here. Right of the lighthouse, left of Fort Gorge. The other sets of islands, we got about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to split these here. And in real life, there's a couple of good landmarks, House Island, Little Diamond Island. I don't know how well depicted these are in Microsoft, like I said, but your rough guess is going to be right through here, probably around 2,000-ish feet, and you're going to be descending and configuring. I like to enter the harbor configured, ready to rock and roll, so we'll be probably configured, gear down, flaps full, make the turn in here, good to go. The big one, though, is do you want to enter south of this island, north of the lighthouse, into the harbor, continuous descent. Don't get high. There's a tendency to get high on this approach because we're looking around, we're navigating, we don't really have a dialed-in vertical path. So guys will tend to get high. They may just stay at 2,000 or 3,000 here, just trickle on down. And I fall victim to that myself. Like I said, I've entered the harbor here at like 1,800 feet, and you gotta hustle down if you do that. But if you come in here at 1,000 feet, you should be good to go. And then you literally just follow the harbor. It's really fun, and in real life, it's beautiful. There's fishing vessels, all kinds of good stuff to look at down there. Gives you that real northeast vibe. A couple of bridges here towards the end, which before the scenery was released, the bridges looked absolutely awful right here. This bridge doesn't look awesome. That's still a Microsoft bridge, but these two bridges have been fixed from the scenery, from Aero Designs. They did a great job on that. It makes it much more pleasant when you fly in here and land on 2.9. So that's kind of the rundown. We're going to have the ILS up there. I said we'll also shoot a line off of the final approach fix. The final approach fix of Pete is actually way out here somewhere. So we're not going to, like I said, you don't want to follow the glide slope until we are about that 500-foot mark rolling in to the harbor itself. So that's kind of our rundown. We'll do manual brakes, full flaps, full reverse. Let's do a quick landing data assessment here. That's pretty much it. It's a visual approach. Vies Lang, welcome back to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board. Welcome. We'll do good condition, runway 29, Apply the METAR. Our landing weight is, we'll do 129,000 pounds. 129.0. Enter that. We're doing flap full. Oh, flap full. And yeah. What's up with that? What am I missing? I don't know. Seems pretty long. 6,300 feet. What are we missing? We'll do dry. Manual landing, auto landing, manual landing. Oh, low auto, medium brakes, max manual brakes. Look at that. So if you did low brakes, don't meet our... So we got to do at least a medium there according to this. But we're also going to have max reverse, auto thrust on, flaps full. Now can I do low brake? Just outside that factor distance. So at minimum, medium brakes, but we're going to be plenty good. 220 at 8, 10C. Landing data has been run. We got a reference of 600 feet for the autopilot. We'll probably turn that off much sooner. We need to go ahead and hustle down even further. Let's just go open descent, 10,000 feet. Speed brake is out. Here we go. Let me get flight recorder ready because we definitely want to have that up for this approach. Say it with your chest. Oh, good old Kevin Hart, man. I love Kevin Hart. Say it with your chest. Flight dispatch says, do I risk doing the visual? Absolutely. You got to do the visual here. You can't fly in here and not do the visual. Man, look at the sun right off the wing. Oh, how awesome is that? Nice spoiler deflection there. Mike Pio just passed Boston off the left-hand side. Sure did. Old Roscoe territory. Man, I miss this livery. As much as I like the cactus of white and blue, this one's old school. I miss it. Take a shot of whiskey and risk it. I like that, Mike P. I like that. Actual name is Mark. Just don't put it out there on my handle. I got you. All right. All right, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Bozeman, Montana is a favorite approach of mine, and the default is all out of date. Regional airport of that. Bozeman, Montana. I haven't done that one. I can't remember. I don't know if I've ever been into Bozeman. All right, let's go ahead and set. 3027 is set once, twice, and 3 times. 1025. We're looking good. We're at a 17,000. This tailwind's kind of hurting us here. I'm going to turn down the ND brightness. All right, we are... There's our islands up there. So let's get our approach chart out. Oops, that's not it. That's takeoff. Right here. Zoom it in. We'll have to see what actual... Ram Island, ledge light. That's pretty visible in real life. I don't know what Microsoft has in store for us. But we'll keep on coming down. Right after Skogs, we should be able to just start to go visually from there. Which is better, Big Daddy or Big Mark? Oh man, you joined the wrong chat if you didn't want if you didn't want him to call you Big Mark. Mike P is a savage. Now, hold on, I gotta read this in a sec. Sorry, guys, I gotta responding to someone here real quick. No, I wasn't muted. Sorry, I was texting while flying. All right, here we go. We're level at 10,000. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to select heading. We're going to stow the speed brakes. We're going to turn the sim sounds up. We're going to descend and maintain 5,000. I'll make it 4,000. That's fine. We're going to activate and confirm the approach phase. We're going to activate and confirm the approach phase. That's done. We're going to get our lights on. We don't have any ATC on, so that's fine. Why do I get that? Why is it telling me I can't flip those switches? That's weird. Okay, anyway, we'll get all our lights on because we don't have any ATC on. That's fine. That's on. That's on. Seatbelt sign is on. We did our landing data. We're in a heading mode. We're down to 4,250 knots. Let's go ahead and clean up our box here off of Pete 110. Insert that. Select heading. Done. And you got the islands in sight. Yeah, we got the islands in sight. All right, flight heading 030. You're cleared harbor visual into Portland, Maine. 030 on the heading. We're going to start coming in. We're going to start looking for the islands. We're down to 4,000. Let's hustle down so we can slow down as well. We're going to need to come further left. I took my Bravo controller off as well, which I was using that for heading mode. It's kind of annoying. But look, I love this gray on this engine. This engine color is so nice. It's not white. It's not dark. This old livery US Air, just that engine color is perfect. You can ignore the can't flip icon, scroll wheel, just racing. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. It's weird that it gives me that. Danny Ruby says he can't do it from that angle. I don't know why. Better than texting while landing. Comedy pilot, King Air 200. Fly a King Air. Any King Air, really. Any King Air, my friend. If I had to go back to GA and fly anything for a living, give me a King Air. Alright, so I'm thinking, here's the Cape. There's our island scenario up there. We're going to go right in through here. I'm thinking that's what we got. So basically Ram Island, and then there's a big Cushing Island that we need to go around, which I think it's up there. Yeah, I think that's Cushing. So we're going to slide in right over there. So let's go ahead and come on back. We don't need any more speed brake. We're down to 4,000, 250 knots, plenty of speed, or plenty of room to slow down. Lav in use packs. Lav's in use. Uh-oh. We gotta do a lav clean out. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. That's the view. Are you serious right now? Big Daddy says, would it be better if I changed my name on here? Don't want your neighbors to think you're doing something on. No, man, you're good. You're good. You're totally fine. Don't worry about it all. We're just messing. We're just having fun. We just cleaned out the lab. Everything is good. I actually kind of like it. All right, 010-ish. I forget what the clearance is. It's like you got Cushing, or you got the lighthouse in sight. You'd probably say yes. All right, you're cleared harbor visual at 29. Pretty sure the lighthouse should be right there. I'm going to come in even lower because I want Microsoft to load in as much as it can. So let's go down, step down another 1,000 feet, 3,000. You can kind of see it here on the ND, which is pretty good too. Kind of see the island scenario. This is where we need to go, up through here. We're going to swing around. Hopefully I swing around the right islands. In real life, it's much easier to depict the landmarks. It'd be cool if we could get someone to come out and do like a Portland, Maine landmark scenery. You know, like I think there's the Newark bridges that I downloaded, which is pretty cool. Fix all the bridges in Newark. But if someone could come out and do all the scenery around here, it would be pretty sweet to have incorporated with this airport. We're speed alt star, 3,000. I actually think we're looking good. I think that little island right there is Ram Island. I think this is Ram right here. I'm trying to think, are we swinging this way or right through here? I don't remember. I can't tell. We might be swinging out over here. No, that might be too far. I think it's right through the middle there. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we're going to swing right in through here, and I think this is Fort Gorge. All right, let's enjoy this. Let's come right back to 180. Slowing to 180 knots. VFE next minus 10 flaps 1. My goodness, this view. I'm going to go ahead and start the recording now. It's going to be a long record. Oh yeah, I got to get the recircs back on. Did I turn them back on? Yeah, we did. We're good. Thank you, Jamie. Had to clear it out for you, my friend. Oh yeah, I think I can see it now. VFE next minus 10, close enough, flaps 2. Let's go ahead and descend and maintain 1,500. Thrust throttle open descent. So yeah, we're going to sling it right in through here. Beep-a-deep-a-dee. So here, through here, and then in.
2,500.
All right, we're slowing down. I can see it on my ND a little bit better. So I think we're going to go that way. Oh, man. Man, that looks great. I'm drawn. I don't know. Are we supposed to go? No, it's supposed to be right here. Yeah, we're supposed to be here. I'm gonna come back 160. Heading bug it in. All right, I'm gonna go autopilot off. Autopilot off. Flight director's off. Give me the bird. Turn that flight director off. I'll go around altitude, we'll scroll it up 2,000. We'll continue to configure. We'll go gear down. I'm going to configure a little bit early. Oh yes, look at that.
1,000.
So yeah, the island was kind of off a little bit, but this little island, I think, is where that other landmark is at. So we have replay going. We're going to definitely check the replay here. But remember, we're 1,000 feet, entering the harbor at about 1,000 feet. Now we can start trickling down a little bit. We're on speed. Remember, the last window we're trying to meet there when we roll out of the harbor is about 500. I got that 3-degree path now with the bird on. The bird really makes this approach nice because you can see exactly where you are. So we're entering the harbor. We're about 800 feet, so I'm a little bit lower than ideal. So let's kind of shallow it out. Although lower will look better for the replay. So here's the one bridge that's a Microsoft bridge. That's not quite fixed. Get that out of the way. So don't follow the glide slope here because we're way off the loc. You don't want to follow the glide slope. Now we'll keep coming down. Remember, about 500 feet here as we roll into our final. So we're going to follow the water.
Minimum.
Now we'll go ahead and crank it in there.
Flight slope.
That's a nuisance warning.
Flight slope.
500 feet, we're rolling it out. I got the runway in sight. Now you can see that we're on the low. Glide slope is in. Pappies are on. Now it's just a 3-degree path down. Winds are definitely a little swirly. We're definitely swirly on the winds here. $20 knots, jeez.
100,
Lots of energy, lots of energy.
40, 30, 20, retard. 5,
Spoilers. A reverse green decel. Nicely done. It got a little dark on there, but that replay is going to look good because we can adjust the time on replay. 70 knots. It was just a tad dark. But it's all right. We'll see this at night, and then we can we'll back up the time. It said it was 8 gusting 16, so that's about right. Just had about 22 knots there, constantly gusting around. All right, let's clean it up. Mike, nuisance warning for my wife. Oh my gosh, you're killing me, dude. You're killing me. I'm gonna turn the landing lights on for our taxi in here. Let's enjoy this terminal here at the sunset, and then I'll back up the time a little bit for our replay. Oh, that looks so good though. Let's go full screen cam here. I'm gonna stop the replay. Is there a helicopter over there? Who's that? I don't know where this guy is. This guy might have joined the wrong harbor. There's someone way out there getting ready to join the harbor over there. All right, we're just going to take the first gate or so here. Actually, that's an RJ gate. We're going to skip the RJ gate. Let's park at Unnighted's gate. Oh, here he comes. Here comes somebody. I don't know where he came in, what approach. Maybe he came in from the north. We'll take United's gate right here. Gate number 8. Look at that terminal. I can taste the lobster rolls already. Look at the terminal lighting. How cool is that? You can see right into the... That's exactly what it looks like in real life, guys. That is exactly what it looks like in real life. Don't mind my strobes and all my extra lights. I'm doing that for replay. But that is so cool. I love that. Fantastic job. I haven't looked at it at night, so this is my first time looking at it at night. We'll back it up for daytime too. Yeah, these are GSX jetways. I'm going to fix all that after the... I'm going to fix all that after this update aero design. So this is all GSX jetway scenario. Let me see. Did that guy touch down yet? Oh, someone's about to touch down right now. Let's plane spot these 2 harbor visuals. Is this a 787 on the harbor visual? Look at this 78 on the harbor visual. Yeah, see, it's definitely windy. It's not me. Oh, nice. Right on the zone. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Nicely done, sir. Let's take a look. I know my engines are still running. I'll tell you what. We'll just leave them running with their strobes on. Wow. We're going to zoom all around this airport here after the replay. But let's see this one guy. Let's plane spot this one more approach, and then we're going to do the replay. This is Aero Design Scenery, McShiggity! Exclamation point KPWM. This is one of my favorite airports in the Northeast. It's kind of an underrated airport. Not a lot of people, I won't say not a lot of people know about it, but it's definitely not as popular as, say, something like DCA or LaGuardia. But the approach is it's fun. It's fun when you're flying in. You're just hand flying, man. You're nothing to look at, no stress. You're just hand flying. So I'm going to park us here, right here on the touchdown zone. We'll wait for this guy to come in. We'll watch his approach. He might be on the ILS. He's got to be on the ILS. Where'd he go? Oh, did he disconnect? Oh, no, there he is. Can't quite pick him up yet. I can see his lights, though. But this is the night lighting. This is the first time I've seen it at night. Look at that terminal. That looks awesome. I'm going to back up the time just a tad more here. I really want to see our replay. It's going to look so good. Oops, that's camera. Let me go weather mode. Lots of good food in Portland, absolutely. Let's back up the sunset just a tad. There we go. Where's this guy at? He on short final yet? He's way out there. I can only see him when I zoom out. He might be too far out. That's all right. Let's take a look at our replay. Would recommend checking the counter at night. Okay, let's check the counter and then we'll do our replay. Let's check the counter. He says. Let me speed up. Wow. All right, so we're in. Okay, now we got to slow down. We're way too fast. Let's zoom around the inside of this airport here. We got the security lines, TSA. Look at this. Oh, this is so cool. Come on down to the gates. Oh, check this out. There's our bird right there. Here, let's go ahead and shut it down. We're going battery power, but... Oh, it won't let you shut down from external. That's right. That sucks. Look at this, though. Let me check the nighttime mode. Everything lit up. Even the floor. Even the floor has the right carpet. Oh, this is great. I got to fix the jetways. Those are default. That's the GSX jetways. That's on me. That's not a sim thing. Parking garage lights up nicely. I mean, this is a really high quality scenery, guys. This is Aerodesigns, and this is not a sponsored video by any means. Trust me. I picked this up last night as soon as I got back. Look at that. I love the woodworking on the roof, though. How cool. It's so Boston, or so Maine. I should say, not Boston. So Maine. So much Maine going on right here. The carpet is stained. I know. All right, let's get a look at our replay, and then we'll do some daytime stuff here. So I'm going to go... Switch is on. Oh, I just shut down. Dang it. Let's back it up. Because I want to see that replay, and we'll get you some daytime visualization as well. We'll go active. Oh, someone's on the harbor visual. Oh, Southwest just landed. While the airplane loads in, is there someone else out there on the harbor? Man, we just missed that Southwest touchdown. Yeah, there's my GSX jetway issue. I don't see that guy out there. 5 miles? I think he's lying. All right, enough of that. Let's watch the replay. Engines are up. Everything's good to go. We'll disconnect from there. Replay mode is on. Here we go. We'll get the flaps out. Yep, Phoenix LAX later. This is what I want to watch right here. Also a restaurant called Duck Fat. Pretty good. You know what? I think I've heard of Duck Fat. I think someone has recommended that in one of our overnight chats. Oh, hold on there. There we go. That's like golden hour of Microsoft. So here we are. I'm going to speed us up a little bit. So I was a little bit late on the turn here. Could have turned a little bit earlier. But here's your harbor. You're coming in over the islands. Now, Fort Gorge, I believe that's what that island is. Or maybe it's... Yeah, it's not really depicted very well here. But here's our entrance. Yeah, and good FPS. I had no FPS issues at all, man. So, no FPS issues for me. Now, this is the best view in the house. When you're coming in as a... on the left side. I don't know. The right side's pretty good, too, when you turn final. Could have swung out a little bit wider here. Then we hit this island and turn in. So I'm looking for landmarks down there. Get a nice little stutter there. Nice replay. Yeah, this little island there, that's the fort. You turn in just inside of that. There you go. This is just like, there's a YouTube video of someone flying the approach, basically just like this. Entering the harbor. This is the only, man, if we can get this bridge here, we need that bridge fixed and a couple other island details and be 10 for 10. All the boats down there in the harbor. King6, thank you for the $5 super chat. Sent you a stream idea via Discord. Hope that was okay. If not, here's $5 for your troubles. King6, it's always all right, man. I just have a hard time with Discord DMs. I'm just terrible at getting back to people. But thank you so much for that $5 super chat. I will check it out, my friend. I'll check it out after the stream, no doubt. Thank you, man. There's our 500 feet. We're turning in. There we go. I did have flaps full. There's our flaps full. See, this is a cool view when you're on this side because you get that final turn. Aero design's nice, yeah. I don't know, like, so I don't know what the jurisdiction is, I guess, when you're creating an airport, how far out you can add sceneries, but you can definitely tell, like, the bridges are much better here. Like, these bridges that he added, you can actually see, he or she, I'm not sure, but Aero Designs, I mean, you could see the nice bridges look really good. And the airport, I mean, it's just awesome. And the runway textures are great. How'd our touchdown do? Oh, yeah, that looked pretty darn buttery right there. A little bit of a crosswind. You see how to get a little left aileron in there to get that left wing down. Let's watch it from, like, right here. So, yeah, this is the only other bridge that's kind of not fixed. Callie Simmer says, amazing work done here. I shall purchase it for sure. Nice. Yeah, Callie Simmer. This is definitely another airport that we're adding to the arsenal of places that I love to fly, especially Northeast. Like, you have, like, Baltimore, D.C., Philly, Boston, but you need some of these smaller regional ones, and this is a great one here. Oh, this is cool. Coming in right at sunset. Yeah, see, these bridges look good. These look real good. And then we'll back it up one more time in straight daytime so you guys can see it in straight daytime. Would you say the flight field of Phoenix compared to Toulouse is significantly question mark? That's what's important to me. Peter, man, like I said before, if you're just doing A to B flying, they're both really good. But nothing, in my opinion, man, that looked like a butter. I don't think that you can compare their flight dynamics when you start doing abnormals. The X-plane has the upper hand there. But when you're just doing A to B flying, it's honestly, it's so close that it's hard for me to tell the difference. All right, let's back it up and let's do this as straight daytime so you can kind of get a better view of everything. Oh, hopefully I didn't just crash the sim. I dispatched flights from Republic to Portland, Maine. Awesome, man. That was the first, when I flew at my regional, it was the first time I flew into here. Let me do straight daytime now so we get a better view. of everything else coming in. It was a minus 63? Yeah, I'll take it. The biggest challenge was remodeling the taxiways halfway through since they did a massive renovation to them. Oh, really? Interesting aero designs. Nice. Yeah, once we land here on this replay, we'll go through the airport in daytime mode. But it's these small little regional airports that I love seeing. I mean, I love seeing the big international airports too, obviously, but there's something about these little ones when they come in. It just gives you an extra place to fly that's not overpopulated, and I personally like it. I like the little niche airports. I mean, look how cool this is. Just follow the water, follow the harbor. If you guys want to see what it looks like in real life, there's a great cockpit video of someone flying in here. So here's that bridge. Ooh, that bridge.
500.
Actually, in daytime, that looks good. Or it looks better anyway in daytime. And then here's coming in with that final turn. Whenever I move my camera, I get a lag. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, but these are nice right here. GSX Live update tour. All right, we've got a ton of updates to do after this stream. I'm going to do the sim update, GSX, Fenix, everything. We're going to update everything, and then we'll do a second stream at 3 o'clock. I got to look at this touchdown one more time. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice little cross. Oh, get that left main down there. A little bit of a crosswing. Got her down, looking good. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to pause it. Put it right here. I'm going to go outside view. Where's our bird at? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you one long one to watch here as we go in, and then we're going, like I said, probably 3 o'clock. We'll reset for a second stream with all the new updated features of Sim Update 12. Chaos, I meant Phoenix as in PH. PH Phoenix. Phoenix. Not Phoenix Airplane. Do PH Phoenix update. I heard there's some updates since the last time I flew it. But overall, guys, Aero Designs, Portland, Maine, I absolutely love it. Going to be flying here more frequently. This approach is pretty fun, especially when you start getting interesting weather, like some gusty winds. I wasn't expecting these winds to be that gusty today, but it worked out good. Can hear the engines working overtime for sure. But it just adds a nice little regional airport for you to fly into on the northeast. Until about 3 o'clock or so, I'm going to go grab some lunch, get the sim updating, and we'll catch you here in a little bit. So stay safe, stay healthy. Shout out Aero Designs. Great work on Portland, Maine. Until next time, I'll see y'all. I'm V1. See ya!